All right, everyone. Just working here on Project Blown 29 and just wanted to kind of explain a couple different steering setups. I did just do a video on the steering system that I did put in this car, and I wanted to show the rag joint that used to be in the car, but I kind of forgot to show that part of the video. And I don't think I actually even showed the steering functioning. The video's kind of getting long, so I just kind of cut myself short on it, and so I'll just do another little shorter video here on actually the steering working, and I'll show you the rag joint setup that used to be in the car. So first we'll just go over here and I'll show you how everything looks and how it functions when I'm turning the steering wheel. So like I said, I have 3 joints in my setup, and the main reason was, if you stand right here, you can kind of see what's going on. Comes out of the firewall, it's got a head down and head over a little bit to the frame to clear the headers and stuff. And then it heads from the frame and heads down again and back over to get to the steering box. So there's kind of a little bit of a V in this setup, but it's really smooth. You don't feel any binding, and when you're putting your joints on, you always want to make sure you're putting your joints in series. So see how this fixed joint here is perfectly lined up with that fixed part of the joint. So what I'm trying to say is you don't want that joint, say, turned even at a 45 or any but of an angle at all. You want that plane, that flat surface there, to line right up with that flat surface of that joint. That way, what that is called then is your joints are in series. So as it's turning, your joints are working together as it's going around. So it's really easy. It's easy to do on the D part of the shaft because they only go on one way. So you'll have your joints in series. The only time you really got to pay attention when you're doing this is, like I said, down here I have a smooth bore and a smooth bore, so it's just a round piece of tubing in there. You got to make sure you get your joints in series then. So I'll just turn the wheel here so you can watch how everything operates here. And it's really nice and smooth. Everything turns nice. And this is the key, is why you have to have that Heim joint in there to support this system. Because if you were turning this without that Heim joint, that center joint there would just kind of start flopping around. So everything really does run nicely here. Clears the header nice. It follows down to the steering box nice. It's really a good setup. I could have maybe done this in 2 joints if I would have had a double joint up here, but you're kind of limited. So I just found by setting this one up with 3 joints, it was going to be just a way easier. I figured it'd look nicer. You know, it really follows the plane of the header there nice. So that's that. You can kind of see I can turn the wheel out there. So once again, like I said, that's a major accomplishment. It's always a good feeling when I get the steering hooked up. It feels like I really got something done. So these are joints here. So this car used to have one of these, a rag joint in it. So this part right here went onto the steering box. And this is that goofy spline I was telling you about. It's 36 spline, and it measures 0.685. And like I said, it's just kind of odd. So that was that. That went onto the steering box. And then this is called the rag joint. And this is why they like to tear. And these things will leave you stranded. If that rag joint tears, you have no steering. Fortunately, most auto stores carry a rag joint repair, like emergency repair kit to fix these things. And I've been stranded before in other vehicles that had a rag joint. ATF and power steering fluid's really hard on these things. It'll rot them out. And this one doesn't have power steering, so why this one's cracked, probably just starting to dry rot. I'm guessing the rubber's getting old. So that would have bolted to that. And then this was part of the steering shaft then, and that bolted onto there. Like that. So then this rubber part is kind of a dampening system between you and the road then. And it does help. I mean, you don't feel as many jars in the steering wheel then. But like I said, this one definitely has its disadvantages because, like I said, from this right here, as long as you're good at upkeeping your steering and putting a rag joint in every few years, you never have to worry about that. So that's the old steering system that was in it. That's a rag joint setup. And this is using the knuckles now. So thanks for watching. Comment, share. Talk to you later.